Good morning, everyone. And here we are looking at the XAU USD chart on the 15-minute time frame. Trend line, the last 15-minute candle has just closed, and looks like Tokyo has been pushing it down. Now, Indochina time, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Singapore just opened. We're trading at 336, just above our pivot point for the day at 43.30. Which way is it today? Momentarily seem to have a bearish bias. Well, let me look on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart is bullish, and the day chart is bullish. So still bullish, fully bullish. So looking for an opportunity to buy. However, it looks like momentarily we have bearish momentum. I really don't want to go short today. Like that's the way we're headed. To me, it's a counter trend trade, and it's definitely bearish. Definitely starting off bearish. Why? I don't just let the price tell me what it's going to do. So if we were to break here, then that means my stop loss would be above my trend line, my safety line, right up in 43, 43. That would be quite a big stop loss, which I'm not keen to take. Wow, really strongly bearish with the opening of Singapore and Shanghai. They're really pushing it down and keep it going. And if you're new to the live trading, I'm here every Monday to Friday at the same time, 8 a.m. time, that's Asia, Korea, Laos, Vietnam, and for the opening of Singapore and Shanghai markets, gold trading. Big bearish candle here to start off with. Sometimes you get a big movement in the beginning, and as you know, I'm a trend line trader, so this is what I follow, waiting for it to break the trend line, and it has done that. It's broken my upward trend line. So this is a short trade setup, but I'm not keen to go short. Keen to go short because gold is bullish. I'm looking for an opportunity to buy. Be a counter trend according to the long-term trend, which is bullish. However, I am a day trader, so I can go short if I want to. I just prefer to go long when bullish. A huge bearish move. At 43.20 now. and going. This is really a big break below my trend line, so that would be 43, about 43, 43, 43. That'll be about a $15 stop loss. I'm not interested in that at all. If it breaks below the trend line, then I go short. Then I put my stop loss above the red downward line, which is now my safety line. And I would hold the trade until it got back to the stop. But that's a very, very wide stop loss. So not really interested in this trade at all this morning. It doesn't remember it's got to break below the trend line. The candle has to close below the trend line. So no, wow, this is only 6 minutes. It's 8.5 minutes on this one. Of course, this could turn when I go back up. Let's just see how it unfolds here. Right now, bouncing off the support, 43.30. That's the point for the day. Bouncing off of that, that was our support. Was resistance, became support. Let's just look back at yesterday. Hey, Raj, you're the first one in this morning. How's it going over there, buddy? Getting a interesting move. Singapore and Shanghai markets so far. So while we let that I don't do anything before that candle finishes, so we'll just look back at yesterday. Yesterday was a real roller coaster. Started off over fell down, then up, then it fell down. And if you remember yesterday's trade, I went long on this candle here, got out somewhere here because that, as it does quite often, hour after 1 hour, the first hour, 9 o'clock a.m. in Southeast Asia, it did a complete reversal. Went back and all the way back to where it started the first hour. I keep telling you, that's not unusual. It does happen. The day before yesterday, it just continued up. Sometimes, a high percentage of times, it can just in that second hour wipe out everything. And then it continued up. My stop loss was down, I believe, down here. So my stop loss would not have been hit. Just let it go rather than getting out early in here. Let it go, then it would have about probably doubled, easily doubled my profit. This is when I went to the gym and I don't look at the charts. And I was happy with my profit here, so I got out. Remember, you can always take your profit whenever you want. And then the US session, the first candle, this is about Chicago time before New York opens. And Chicago really pushed it up. And then 30 minutes before Wall Street, they pushed it right back down. Big bearish candle, one 15-minute candle there. And then when Wall Street opened, they started pushing it back up. And then after the first hour of Wall Street, they pushed it right back down. Boy, the U.S. market is often quite volatile. It just up and down and up and down, and then back up and then down again. Oh boy, that's why I like the Asian Pacific market. It's more stable, steady, steady. Hello, Juan. I'm good, thank you. Thursday, the next to the last day of trading for this year. Tomorrow is my last day of trading for 2025. How are you? And so, just watching this candle here, it's a bearish candle, but we're bullish on the day chart, the 4 hour chart. The overall big picture trend is bullish. So, as I just said, I'm not keen to take a short trade today, this morning. But we'll let this candle play out and see what happens. My stop loss would be way up here, about 43, 43, 43, 43, 44 in that zone right in there. That would be a big stop loss above my safety line. So I'm not keen to have such a big stop loss, about a $15 stop loss. So I just wait for the next trade setup. Had a good profit yesterday in the Asian market, and then I didn't do anything in the London. I actually did come back and trade in the U.S. market just before Wall Street opened. I think I got in, where was it, about 8 o'clock? Yeah, I got in on this 8 o'clock candle, the first one. I had my trend line set up. Everything was set up as I usually use. And it broke my downward trend line. So I did take a short trade. I did take a long trade that I didn't hold for very long. And I think I got out right about in here somewhere. So I had good profit in the U.S. session. I don't usually trade the U.S. session, but I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it maybe to start taking a trade in the U.S. session. I don't really like this craziness though, the up and down, red, green, red, green, red, green. I don't like that. It's crazy. But if you get in for the first hour, sometimes you can get a good move. And I had a good one last night. So I'm not a regular trader in the U.S. session, but it looks like I might start having a closer look at that. And where I live in Thailand, we're fortunate that we can trade all the time, all the different sessions. The morning is the Asian session, and the afternoon, 3 p.m. here, is the London session, and then 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. is the start of the U.S. session, then 9:30 p.m. is the Wall Street open. So we're fortunate here that we can catch all of those. Where Raj lives and Howard lives, and down under, it's the U.S. session is too late. Yeah, good. Congratulations, Juan. Well done. So we got another 30 seconds on this 15-minute candle. It looks like it definitely buried, even broken below the pivot point. Hasn't closed below it, but it's touching it and coming back up. And I will adjust my trend line now. I'm not going to go short, guys. It's too much of it's a very wide stop loss. 13. That's like a 16, $17 stop loss. 150, 160 pips. Adjust my trend line right there and wait for the next candle. And it might continue down. That's okay. I'm not going to chase the candles. You see how far my stop loss is? If I was to go short right now, my stop loss is way up here. So I'm quite happy to just wait and let it play out and get something over in here closer to where I have a take action trade and then a safety line that are closer together. So two things determining my decision. One, the overall trend is bullish. The day chart, 4-hour chart is bullish. So my mindset is to look for an opportunity to buy. And then the second factor is it's too wide of a stop loss. So no short trade, guys. I'm still not haven't taken a trade yet. This trading is it's a science and an art. Very definitive strategy with certain criteria, but you have to consider various factors. Now it's hesitating here, right on the pivot point, right on that support line. Doesn't know what it wants to do. Continue down, maybe. So as this one plays out, let's go over and look at the calendar. And here we are at forexfactory.com. Oh, okay. So this is the news I told you yesterday, 4:45 a.m. my time. I don't get up for that. New Zealand, the GDP, quarter on quarter, and that was good news for the New Zealand economy. So that would have been probably we saw the New Zealand US went up. We'll look at that in just a minute. And then tonight we have news on the UK, quite a bit there on the UK. Oh, they're releasing the interest rate, and they're projected to drop the interest rate, lower the interest rate 25 basis points on the pound at 7 p.m. my time. That's going to be exciting. That should be good for the pound. And well, not no, it's not good for the pound currency, but whatever you're trading against that should be good. The 7:30 is a speech by the Bank of England governor, and then we have on the euro also the interest rate. They're projected to not lower it. It's already at 2.15%, and they're projected to keep it the same. And then the U.S. economy got two items there: CPI and unemployment claims. Unemployment claims comes every Thursday, and that's projected to be a little bit lower. And just have to wait and see. So that's the news for today. Pretty full calendar. So you want to be watching the pound if you trade that, the pound US, pound CAD, pound odd, euro pound, anything with the pound. You're going to see a lot of volatility with it. And then also with the euro. As they're not changing the interest rate, you might not see much movement with that one. They're going to keep it the same. But just be aware of these high impact news items. So I'll go back to my chart here. Okay. And we've broken definitively below the first support level and the next trend line. Yeah, this might even come on down to 43.11. That's where we were last night in that, or yesterday in the Asian session. Didn't get that low last night. But yesterday's low was 43.05. Wow. So I might go down there and touch that again. I'll get rid of this first trend line here. When they're that close together, they're not quite so significant. So this is the main trend line we got here. We got how many touch points? One, two, three touch points on this one. So this would be a significant break of this trend line and indicate that there's going to be continued downward movement. For me, it's just no. Main reason being too wide of a stop loss. And that's okay. Sometimes this is the way it is. No trade is a good trade. The market will be here later today and tomorrow and next month. Oh, okay, Juan. I don't usually pay attention much to that guy, what he says. Trumpty Dumpty. Hello, Howard. There you are. Good morning to you, sir. You never know what Trumpty Dumpty is going to come out. But it's good to be aware that he's speaking. You just never know. Oh, boy. 3 more years of that nonsense. If he makes it that long, if he makes it that far. Oh, oh, go back to our chart. Let's look at platinum. Platinum is just going berserk, man, just totally crazy. Every time I open the chart, I have to move this. This is my resistance line. I put at the high, the new all-time high. Every time I look at this, every few hours, I have to move this to the new all-time high. It's setting a new all-time high 3 or 4 times a day. It's just going ballistic. I mean, really ballistic. And now at 1933, wow, they said it's going to 2000. It's definitely headed that direction. Very close now to that trend line. And even this one I can bring down. Let's see there. Oh, what's that one? Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. Okay. Doesn't have a touch point over here, but that's okay. Boy, if you'd have got in on this break of the upward move, like I think about 10 days ago, this skyrocketed. Look at this, man. This what a trend this has been. Wow. Somewhere back here, it broke the trend line and you took that long trade. Boy, it just went. Wow. But I haven't been trading platinum. I'm only just starting to watch platinum. And then U.S. oil, yeah, U.S. crude oil is starting to recover because of Trumpty Dumpty. He said he's going to block all of the oil boats in Venezuela, ingoing and outgoing. So that's going to tighten up the supply of oil. Let's see if I can move that trend line over there. Yeah, put that over there. So we're getting that bigger that move up on oil. Get this one here. Okay, that looks a little better now. Yeah. So oil at 56, it dropped below $55. Now it's at almost $57. And what is Bitcoin doing? Not much. Oh, had a big drop yesterday. Now trading at 86. Okay, well, that's Bitcoin. Go back to our gold chart. Continuing to get that bearish move. Wow. Continuing bearish. But it's probably just going to bounce off of this support level down here at 43.11 and then go back up. So if I had taken that, I would have taken the trade at 43.27, and now it's at 43.25. So a couple of dollars so far. But I did not take the trade. I have not gone short, guys, because of the stop loss is too far away. I have to put my stop loss above the safety line here, and that's just too far away. But anybody go short? Any of you guys? Are you short gold? Yeah. One, I don't like to stare at the charts anytime, especially when something like that is going on. It is crazy. A lot of volatility when he's speaking. Anybody got a trade open on gold today, right now? You don't have many people watching so far yet today. Okay, Howard, according to your strategy, 4 hours ago I was still asleep, but gold was setting up nicely. Now what a mess. So you mean 4 hours ago it was setting up nicely for a long trade, but now it's turned around and gone the other direction. I think that's what you mean. And why do you like the 50 EMA? 50 EMA. I don't think I have that one on my chart. I've got the 8 EMA. We could just change that real quick to the 50, I think. Oh, I just hit it. Change that to the 50 and see what it says. Okay, there's the 50 EMA. So I would think that if you had a break below the 50, you would have gone short. Change that back before I forget it. Yeah, very bullish, very bearish, sorry, very bearish. This is the first candle, a big bearish candle, now another big bearish candle, and it's broken the next trend line, and it just looks like it wants to keep going down. 30 more seconds on this one. Could have, should have, would have, but didn't. But that's okay. The market will be here later. You don't get every trade. You win every trade, that's for sure. But as the day chart and the 4 hour chart are bullish, I prefer to look for a buy trade. And I'll get a buy opportunity, perhaps in the London session. Looks like this definitely wants to come on down here to 43.11 and beyond. That's where it was yesterday. in that zone. So initially I had a, see if we can do that. Where's that? Um, when we started today, you guys coming late. When we started today, I had a trend line, I believe, right there. And that was the start of the 8 o'clock mark. So this is the first candle today when I start looking for a trade setup, and it came all the way down here. So I would have waited for that candle to finish, and then I would have got in right about here. And as I explained to you, it's too far away from my stop loss. So I did not take the trade. And it's a bullish bias. So I'm looking for an opportunity to buy. And now this one is finished, starting our third candle, continuing down, very bearish. And for Howard, one yes. I think you were probably 4 hours ago looking for an opportunity to buy also. But nothing goes up forever, nothing goes down forever. Nothing goes straight up, nothing goes straight down. You look at that US session last night, oh boy, big move up, then wiped out all of that, and then another big move up, then wiped it all out again, and then another big move up. I guess you would call this a scalper's paradise. Is that right? A scalper's paradise. I don't do scalping. I used to many years ago. It's too hard on the ticker. Very, very stressful. But if you're a scalper, I think you would have done very well if you've got the right strategy, up and down, up and down, up and down. Oh, okay. No problem, Raj. You just coming home from work? Is that what it is? Or coming home from lunch break or something? Okay, let's see what we got here now. Getting a little bit of a turnaround, a little bit, at least momentarily. Only 4 minutes into this candle. Have we got any kind of a support level there? I'll just put that line in there. Yeah, that could be a support level there where it's going to turn around and reverse. Touch here, here, and broke above. Touched here. Yeah, I'd call that a minor support level. Let's just see if it'll play around with that one or just crash right through that. Oh, what was I going to look at? Forgot. One. Ow. This is surprising. We had some good news, high impact news. I just showed you previously on the calendar, and that was at 4:45 this morning, which is like the first candle here, just gone down. Hmm. Sometimes that happens. You get the news, and then the appropriate currency pair goes the opposite direction. I would have thought, according to that news, that we would have seen some upward movement with the New Zealand US, but no. Okay, back on gold, still on that support level. Okay, doing your Christmas shopping already. Oh. Hey Siri, how many days till Christmas? It's 7 days until then. Oh, only 7 days till Christmas. Oh, wow. Howard, what is 65.590 technical resistance to downside? What is 65.590? Thinking, I don't know. Is that something on your Elliott wave? Just going to jump up and grab some water. Oh, okay, you're looking at silver. I thought, what does that 65.590 have to do with gold? You didn't say that in the first message. Okay, now it's clear. So, two big candles, the first 30 minutes, two 15-minute candles, hugely bearish. And now it's put the brakes on, pulled into the pit stop, and going to decide what to do from here on. Another 6 minutes on this third candle of the morning. And I will go ahead and adjust this trend line here below the finish. Well, it looks like it wants to continue down. And if we look at the hourly chart, the 1 hour time frame, big candle there, big bearish candle, 8 o'clock. Looks like it might bounce off of this minor support level. Go back to the 15-minute chart. Yeah, it really did hit the brakes on that one. What was that? 43.24, 43.25. And remember, guys, just like you did yesterday, on the hour, 9 o'clock, go the opposite direction. Actually, what it did yesterday is common. It's common that it does that. Doing it early now, though. Good to see. Still 20 minutes to go on the first one. So if you are short on gold right now, just be cautious. In the next 20 minutes, when this hour finishes, it could turn around and go back up. Yesterday, it was going up, and then on the hour, it turned around, went all the way back down to where it started. Go back to that one. See here, this is the 8 o'clock candle. Four candles went up on the hour, 9 o'clock, right on the hour, came back down right to where it started. And that is commonly seen. I see it a lot. But now, day before yesterday, it went up and then it continued up. So there's no guarantee. It's just that you need to be aware that it does oftentimes do that. On the hour, do a complete reversal and go the opposite direction. So it might do that today, it might not. There's no guarantees in Forex. You just gotta learn how to play the game. Oh, you were looking at the wrong chart. Oh, okay. Well, if you trade silver, you were looking at the right chart, but we don't talk about silver in here. I was gonna put silver on this, on my trading. I forgot that yesterday. Let's see if I can do that here. Let's see. What is it? XAG? And which one of these do I want to use? XCM. And, I'll use FXCM, I guess. Okay, now we've got silver in there. And I'll bring that up here. I'll put that right under platinum. There we go. Now let's just have a look at silver. Yeah, big move on silver on the 815 candle. And it's going back up. I'll set this chart up with all my trend lines later today and start to have a look at it, just just to have it on the chart, on the map. I really doubt seriously that I will start trading silver. I'm looking at, of course, I trade gold, and I'll continue to trade gold next year, 2026, and looking at platinum or crude oil. So I'll be trading 2 assets next year, and platinum is just going crazy. I keep moving this yellow line to a new high. Every time I open the chart, I gotta keep moving it up, moving it up. It's a new all-time high, right, and it's gonna break above that today. It's going to 2,000. Wow, just amazing. Or I might look at trading, oil next year. Like, if you have your trend lines here, would have been a trend line coming across here, and it broke above that. That's a nice move there. Yeah. So I have seen before that crude oil does trend very well. So those are the 2 new assets I'll be looking at, platinum or crude oil for next year, and of course, continuing with gold. Yeah, it's really bounced right off that, minor support line that I put in. Is it gonna break below that? Now we're on our last candle for this hour, 8:45 candle, and this is so typical, isn't it, guys, that you after this big move down, then you get some consolidation, and it goes sideways for a while, and then it will either continue down or it will reverse and go up. And the stochastic on the 15-minute time frame is on 7, which is very oversold according to how people use the stochastic, how most people use it. I just have it there just as a general reference. But if you look on the 1-hour chart, the stochastic is headed down, and it's now at 57 and headed down, which can mean something or not mean something. I don't take a trade based on that, just as a general reference. Because this stochastic's on 7, it can just stay there and just go all the way across for several hours. Oh, coming back up now. How about that? Bouncing off of that minor support level there. Does anybody have a trade open on gold right now? Nobody's volunteered to tell me you have a trade open or you don't. Did you go short earlier today? Anybody? I did not take a short trade today. The day chart and the 4-hour chart are bullish, so the overall big picture is bullish. So I'll be looking to go long. I'll wait for a trade setup to go long. And before the London session, I'll readjust my trend lines here to whatever is appropriate. And then if I get a break above my downward trend line, I will go long in the London session, perhaps. One doesn't have a trade open. Okay. I had a couple of good trades yesterday, one in the Asian session and one in the US session. We'll just hang on here another 10 minutes and then I want to see what the general direction is. If it's going to continue down, I suspect that it might turn around and go back up. That candle is finished. Just put that right there. Yeah, starting to go back up. So if this was to go back up, I wouldn't even consider a long trade until it broke this trend line here, and that's quite far. I doubt that it will get up there until maybe in the London session. If it moves across and then might get a break above that later today. So guys, I'm watching a wick fill on an 8 hour doji, 3/4 wick and long. Okay. Okay. Well, let me know if you do take that trade, Howard. So it's definitely bounced off of this support level. Definitely. That's that minor support line that I drew in there. Bounced off of that. Now it up. So maybe later in today I will get a long trade in the London session. And if circumstances permit, I might do a live London session. Just a brief one, just to have a look and see what's going on. If it looks like there's a good trade setup, maybe I'll go live, and that would be in 6 hours from now. So I'm going to go ahead and head out, guys. We'll shut it down for today's Asian session. It's been not boring. There's been some good action, but not a trade setup for me. And I hope I've explained to you why I didn't take a trade. Okay, you don't have any clear entry yet on gold, so probably pass. Well, I've passed this morning because I'm looking for a buy trade. If I did go short, the reason I explained to you already, my stop loss would have been too far away, and it just didn't look appealing to me, and I wouldn't have gotten much out of it, as we can see already. Not likely. Okay, guys, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and share, and if you can join me on the London session, I'll try. Not sure yet, but likely that I can do it today. And then, of course, I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks again for being here. Have a good day wherever you are in the world, and I wish you all the best of success with your trading if you do take a trade.